was so excited. I haven't done these for ages. I was like, I need to do them again. I need to get people on. I need to get them talking about their books so that people can see what's what, and we can get your, to push your books out further. So if any of you are looking at these two wonderful women and wondering who they are, I will start by introducing myself. Hello. I'm Claire Clark, and I help business owners create planners, workbooks, and journals to grow your business, bring you in leads, bring you in clients, bring you in income, all that lovely stuff. And I believe everyone should have one in their business as a cog in their business, as a wonderful asset. So today we have got on our Look at the Book session, there's going to be lots more of these, so keep an eye out. We have got Michelle Thomas, and Michelle is here. Da, da, da.
Not one, but two.
So Michelle's come on to tell us all about who she is, what she does, and what her books are. So I will let her take over. Michelle, tell us.
Da, 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 da. Well, this is Michelle Thomas. I run the Happy Business Club. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, but my story goes way back, like 20 odd years. I started off as a stress management counsellor, and I've kind of I took my hands off it for a little while, and then during COVID, when everybody else decided to change their lives, I decided that I was open to doing this as well, and created the Happy Business Club. And I didn't actually know what it was going to be right at the beginning, but I had this idea that what I wanted to do was get people to start focusing on their own happiness in the small business arena, because there were a lot of people setting up small businesses, a lot of people already established small businesses that were really struggling, not just because of COVID, but because of the way the world was changing. And a lot of focus now is back on our emotional health, because if we're not emotionally healthy and mentally healthy, and mental health is a big massive issue at the moment, it's really, really hard to help other people. I'm not saying that we can't do it, it's just so much easier when we're in a healthy, happy place. And I've got a big massive wodge of experience in this, and learnings and all sorts of stuff. So the idea was that I was going to start helping people by doing small things. I totally believe in atomic habits. I totally believe that creating a life takes time and can be done in very small ways, and little things can make massive differences. So one of the biggest things, and I started this idea of doing planners and things way back when. I've only just recently come back round to it because I found you, Claire. That's particularly the reason why. I think it just happened for a reason. And what I want to do is, because I know small business owners, especially now, find it hard to make that commitment, not to themselves, but to be able to put the money and the investment into bigger things, because they know what they're capable of. It's just that, life kind of drags them back a little bit. But I don't believe that that's the thing that should stop you. I think sometimes it's just taking the small step first rather than jump. And I've got a tendency to do this. I have got a big tendency to splash loads of cash on learning new big things and thinking that I can jump and take a big bite of this elephant. But in all honesty, if you haven't laid the groundwork, and this has bitten me in the bum in different businesses, if you haven't laid the groundwork, and for me, the groundwork is a lot about your happiness levels, then how are you going to get to the next step? How are you going to get to the next step without building that foundation, so that when you do fall, inevitably you do fall, because we all fail, fall. How are you going to what are you going to bounce back from? Have you got that layer of strength and resilience to bounce back from? So it looks like a little planner. Yeah, I can't put it in the right place. It looks like a little planner, but it is the start of a big, long path to health, happiness, and success in your business. And I did it over 90 days because that was the thing the challenge that I set for myself. Mm-hmm. It was over 2 years ago now. Unhealthy, felt like an old grandma, creaked as I got out of bed. Thought I'd start with health, and I said, right, 90 days. I'm going to do little things for 90 days. And I decided this is not what's in the planner, actually. The planner actually focuses on health and happiness in particular. But I've got other ones coming out specifically focused around health. But this is how I started. Yeah. So health was a big one for me. So I started off working on sleep, nourishment, hydration, movement, and what I call vitamins for the soul. So it's the things that you do for you to make you to make you happy and feel good every single day. And they're only little things. And I made them the tiniest little things where I said, I can do that. So no matter, even if I was poorly, I could still do them. So I still do them to this day. 2 years later, I still have the same habits. And then I stretch from that. So that's how it started. I did it over 90 days, 2 years later, which is like 700 odd days. I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it. And for me, it's the biggest thing that's made a change in my life. And I think if you can start with 90 days, you can do something for 90 days, tiny little things. And you've got a planner to help you with it and hold you accountable. I think that's a really good starting point. And it's inexpensive. It's a little tiny commitment that you do to yourself for your self-care, and it's inexpensive. So I created the happiness one because I already had the content for that. And it's based around the 4 pillars of happiness. So the 4 pillars of happiness make it important. Do you know what? I haven't said this for the last week, so already it's flying at me. Make it important, pay attention, create habits, and spread happiness. I call it like melted butter.
Yeah.
So that, and I've created little exercises. So I think it's the practice of it. You create habits through practices, and it's the practices of it, little exercises, suggestions that I've used myself or the people have used. I've made up some wild and wacky things, and I pop them in there so that you can have a go. And then it's got 90 days worth of different things, you know, self-coaching methods essentially, and then little bits at the end. I mean, I know you haven't got. We waited ages for my book, and you haven't got it today.
Because I went away and I took a load of books with me to show somebody, and I was like, oh, I've not got it here. Normally the shelves are full and they're all in the back of my car, and the only reason I didn't drop them off is because the street's closed outside.
Dang it. But I do have a copy, and I'll show you a little bit later on. And then at the end, it's got like a little journaling section. So every week you can sit down and you can just free write what kind of things that you've learned, and it focuses your mind in the kind of direction, an up direction. So in terms of positive psychology, they talk a lot about up, and up is a lot harder than down because gravity pulls us down anyway. So you have to put a little bit more energy into up to get the benefits of it. But you create this kind of momentum. And like I said, you know, 2 years down the line, I'm still doing it. That momentum has created amazing things in my life, not just in business, but in my personal life and my health and the way that I feel every day and the way that I wake up and the way that I present myself to the world. There's a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of work. I'm planning to live to a ripe old age, and you know, I've only just started walking into the chapter of my life that I'm going to get a lot of leverage from. You know.
Yeah.
So you know, there's a lot more work to be done, but I'm getting there, and I feel so good about it. And I want that for everybody else as well, especially business owners. You know, don't you?
Yes.
Small business owners. This hat, that hat, the other hat.
This just sounds like you've got these little books of magic here that we can just grab hold on. And the thing about this, I mean, you know this, not you're the expert in this, not me, but isn't there something about, isn't it proven that if you do something for 90 days, it starts to stick? There's a thing, isn't there, about 90 days, that it's an actual thing?
Do you know what? I think it's a myth. I think it's something.
You made it up, but if it works, it doesn't matter.
Prophecy. Effectively, there's no real number on habit sticking because everybody is an individual. Everybody's got different amounts of energy. Everybody's got different life experiences. For some people, habits stick really quickly. For some people, it takes a very long time. And I think some part of the issue with getting habits to stick is that, you know, you look at other people and they seem to be doing really well and you're really trying and you tend to give up, and it's really, really hard then. If you're it's taking you a long time. But if it's worth it to you and you've got that fire in your belly to actually make changes, even if they're tiny, small ways, then, you know, it's going to be a lot faster. The whole 90-day thing is, if you give it a go for 90 days, it is going to make a difference in some way, shape or form. It might not necessarily be that the habit will stick, but it'll give you the chance to actually sit down and figure out what habits are worth it. So over 90 days, what you do at the beginning might be completely different to what you do at the end. And maybe that's the beginning of your journey to actually create better habits. For example, you might think that the only way of getting fit is going to the gym 3 times a week. So you're going to make that a habit. Now, I'm not a personal trainer or anything, but I would never advocate to create habits straight away from something like that. And because you're going from 0 to 100 miles an hour. Yeah. I advocate making habits that are based more around what you're already doing, because it's going to be a lot easier. There's less resistance there.
Well, if you're already going taking the dog for a walk, just walk a bit longer.
That's it. That's it.
Honestly, yeah.
But most people don't think that is a worthwhile habit to have. Now, day one, you might think, oh, so I've done 1,000 extra more steps. So bloody what?
Yeah.
You know, But day 90, if you've done it every single day for day 90, if you've done 90,000 extra steps, if you're aiming for 10,000 steps, and that's not that easy when you're sat in front of the computer all the time, that's an extra 9 days worth of steps. Can you imagine what kind of benefit that has on your body? Moving your body for an extra, I don't know how many miles it is, but it's over 10 miles. You're doing over 10 miles more in the space of 3 months. It doesn't sound like an amazing amount of time, but the fact is you have allowed your body in very small ways, in 1,000 extra steps a day, going that extra little tiny bit for a few more minutes with the dog and coming back. Well, that's the other thing. I don't have a dog, right? But I take myself out for a walk, and I started thinking it as in terms of we love our dogs enough to take them out for a walk because they actually do it.
Yeah.
But we don't do it for ourselves. It's like,
Well, they need it, so we must do it. Well, we need it, so we must do it. All of a sudden, on my fat bomb again. So tell us about your books. Have you got 2 there or 3 there? Because I know you've got
2 that are finished.
And are they both based on 90 days, or are they different format?
They're based on 90 days. All right. I didn't have to do this, but the whole thing with the 90 days, this is going to be like, I'm doing a suite of these. I'll tell you what I've got. I can see it from here. 90 days to vibrant energy, which is what I was talking about, the health.
Yeah.
90 days to crazy confidence. So how to start believing in yourself. This is all coming up in the next year or so. 90 days to happy money, because I am obsessed with money psychology. I listen or read something about money psychology every single day. I'm obsessed with financial audits. I don't know if it means that I've got ADHD tendency or whatever, but I've been like this for ages.
Fixation. Right? Whatever lights you up.
Well, it does. So that's what I'm going to do. And 90 days to a life of abundance. And that's about not being the best people pleaser you can be by pleasing yourself as well. So allowing yourself to receive. And the last one was 90 days to a happy business, of course. Business owners. So those are the 5 that I've got in the pipeline. But this one, 90 days to happiness. This is the first one, because this is like the one, your basic Billy basics. You've got to be able to kind of like
starting blocks.
Yeah, she's starting black. So, but this was a bit of an accident, right? What I did with this, I'll show you my, you get a draft copy before you press publish. So I've got a draft copy, and then I redid the whole thing. So I've got this draft copy, it's got this thing across there. Yeah. You teach about this in your course.
Yeah.
And I kept the draft copy for me because this is what I use. I used to, let me see if I can
know what you're going to say.
Oh, I think I might have thrown it away. I used to print off the insides of these. So it's like just Monday to Friday. Yeah, Monday to Friday, the day. But also, this is just me getting all organised. So appointments to do this week. So let's get my head on straight, because you know what it's like. Here, there and everywhere, and you've got to do this and you've got... Yeah. Right, so I even put things like, on a Thursday, I do the bins because it's bin day on a Thursday, even though I do it every week.
Need to be reminded of, right? What's on the to-do list needs doing. The bins need to go out, bins need to go out.
So effectively, I just did my own to-do list and I put it into a planner because I'd already done like the cover, and I thought I'll just change the cover.
Yeah, why not? Why print it out when you can put it in a book now that you know you've done the course, so you know? Yeah. And
I actually use it.
Brilliant.
I've been like using it. So
well, these are both available now, aren't they? Is that right?
They are available on Amazon.
And we'll put the links in the comments. I'll go around after and put all the links in because this is live streaming different places. So I'll put the links in after so people can have a look and they can go and buy it. So that's you. That's your books. So as you said, you had these in your head and you're thinking about doing them, and then you're like, oh, Pops Claire, let's go and do the course. So how did you find the course? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was brilliant. Do you know what? I did the, what's the word? At your own pace thing.
Yeah.
Right. I've been in a lot of group coaching packages before, and I've done lots of different things over the years. I have done a couple of self-study ones, but I think for me, the reason that I picked up on the self-study one is because I knew this is what I wanted to do. You'd already spoken about it. I saw how it was possible through your webinar. And I knew a couple of people that had already worked with you, and I'd had their planners before, so I kind of knew, you know, what I was going to get out of it at the very end.
Yeah.
And I just like the fact. I mean, I wouldn't say I was a stupid person or you don't
know what you don't know,
intelligent person.
You don't know what you don't know, so we don't know what we don't know, right?
No, and I think sometimes just breaking it down into the tiniest little pieces makes the difference. So when you did your videos and I went and started watching them, it was literally just a few minutes at a time, and there's like, right, okay, I know that, so I can go back and I can, you know, like when you go on YouTube and you look for something and you once in a while find the right thing to watch that will actually give you the answer, because I don't know what it is. I can never find the right answer.
Oh, that's interesting.
But you had the right answers and they were all in order. So I'd just go and do a little bit and then I'd go and do a little bit. And you kept saying, and I actually like this, you kept saying, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't do that yet. Do this first. We'll come to that later. Please don't do that. Don't miss any bits out because you will come a cropper. So I listened to you.
I know, I'm like, don't jump ahead. Don't go and publish this till you've done the next bit. You've got to do the next bit first.
So I was the model student. Model student.
Good.
And do you know what? Where some people probably would have like, so just put it on the back burner, it was that important for me to do it. It was like, I've got to get to the end of this. The stuff's there. It's ready to put together. I've got to get it on there. I'm not brilliant at tech, but she's showing me how to do it. She's telling me how to do the damn thing. I've got to do it. So I was going backwards and forwards on the different course sections.
Yeah.
And in the end I managed it. I even had to set up an extra bank account, and I think it was quite nice that I could actually get in touch with you.
About
that. I had to set up a bank account because the bank account that I had originally set up a couple of months before, it didn't accept international. So
yeah, which is weird, isn't it? Yeah. No, I didn't even know they existed. That I thought they were all international. But hey,
no. So I've got one bank account dedicated to Amazon payments, and then I've got a main bank account as well. And it was fine. I had to go and find my divorce papers, marriage certificates.
Dig everything out.
I have no idea.
Thanks.
But yeah, it was. I love the fact that it was just so. It was so detailed, and it was dead easy to kind of go back and see where you needed to find the information, and a lot of it was absolutely invaluable. It was so practical and so very specific. I mean, even the things like, never in a million years would you know that you know, to create the cover, you had to get it right to the nth degree. Otherwise, you were just going to end up with something.
Yeah, it's why so many people get stuck, and why I get so many people that join the course that say, or sometimes they won't admit it straight away, and they'll say later, I did actually have a go. I did watch YouTube and I got stuck and I got so far then it wasn't working. I was like, you've got to get it exact. Yeah. It's easy when you know how, but you have got to get it exact.
Yeah, it was definitely an eye-opener. And it's quite nice because I've done it now. I've done it not once, but I've done it twice. I've even got your little random tester notebook.
Yes, because I even did that. I'm like, you must do this in order. And I was like, oh. But when, like you say, when you've come through the other end, you realise why I'm saying that, because then you go, oh, right, I know I should said it now. So I make people do a test book first. So they go through the process.
Yeah.
Almost risk-free, because you're not going to, we're frozen on screen, but we're still live on Facebook.
That's all right.
Because I want you to go through the process, not with like your best book, the book that you're going to publish, because it's, I don't want you to mess something up and it be anything that you can't get back, because some things you can't reverse, some things you can't take back, some things you can't edit when it comes to Amazon KDP. So just for a bit of information, if you haven't cottoned on from what Michelle said, all the course, all the modules, I think there's 12 modules. Each module is broken down into bite-sized pieces, so they're all pre-recorded trainings. And some of the trainings are like 3 minutes long. I think the longest one is maybe 12 minutes long. And it just means if you've got 10 minutes, you can just go in and do one. If you've got a whole day, you can binge watch. And it means as well that if you want to find something, you can go back and find that little bit. You don't have to go back and watch a 45-minute training or where's that bit she said about that?
Yeah.
Where? Because then you just don't go back to it, do you?
Yeah.
So I structured it that way fairly recently because I just want it to be as easy as possible.
Well, I give you the double thumbs up, Claire, because it definitely worked for me.
Good.
And it was amazing how quickly I actually... it was like giving birth. You know, the before you get there, it's all the pushing and pushing and pushing. But when you give it that final push, it all just comes out like that, doesn't it? That's what it felt like.
Do you know, lots of people have said that before about birthing, in a good way, not in a traumatic way. You know, no pain there. So, what would you say to anybody that's thinking about doing the course, or thinking about coming and getting a planner or workbook done? What would you say?
I always advocate that it's a good idea to put your ideas down on paper, and I think it's a really, really good way to start off your offerings. If you've got bigger offerings, it's the beginning of the funnel. It's very much the things that you teach about marketing yourself in this way, and it's a good way to put something out into the world. You know, show a little bit of yourself, and also make some money out of it. I mean, it might not be a massive amount of money, but once it's done and it's out there, and you know you're talking about it, then the chances are that you'll create an actual business model where you've got money coming in, and you don't have to put any more extra effort into it. You move on to the next thing and the next 5 planners. You know what I mean?
Or even if you just do one, it's there then, right? It's there, It's out there, it's working for you. I use this analogy of it's a cog within the rest of your business. I don't say this to necessarily replace anything else you're doing in your business, but it should definitely work with everything else you're doing. It should bring people into your world. It should be bringing you money in. It should be bringing clients in, bringing your leads in. And that's what these books do.
Yeah,
and that's why I get so excited about them. And that's why I say everybody should have one. So I'm really excited, Michelle, to see. I can't actually see your face because the screen's frozen, but we are still live. So I hope
can't see that.
No, you're just frozen. We're not frozen on the live stream though. But anyway, so I'm really excited to see that your other books that come out. I know that you know, we will be connected anyway, and
I shall send you a copy every time I do one.
Oh, please do. That'd be a lovely surprise. We just get one through from Michelle, another happy book. We'll get all the links for all of your books. Where can people find more of you, Michelle?
I'm on the Happy Business Club, so I do a lot in my little Facebook group. I test a lot of my ideas out on there. I tell people about what I'm up to. I've got to admit, I've got to put my hands up. I'm not the best at blowing my own trumpet. You'd think I would be, but I absolutely am not. I know I can do a hell of a lot better, but one of the things I do like is creating connections with people. I'm quite happy to, if people reach out to me and just say, I want to make friends with you. Yeah, fine. I'll make friends with you, no problem whatsoever. Just don't be a miserable sod, you know.
Happy book, happy planner. Yeah. Happy business planner.
The Happy Business Club. So you can, Instagram and Facebook are my jam. I'm even on TikTok. I tell you what, if you go on the old Tickety Talk, you'll find out stuff about me that you won't find out about anywhere else.
Oh, I love that. Brilliant. Well, we'll make sure that we put, either you can go into this recording, the live stream, and you can put your links in. We'll make sure that there's links to the books, there's links to the Happy Business Club. Do go and check Michelle out. I think it's really, really important what you're doing. I think, you know, you're just so right. Like, we do need to check in on the happiness. Everything works from there, doesn't it? It's been so wonderful having you in the course. I can't wait to see all the other books that you make.
Oh, don't worry, they'll be popping up now and again.
So excited. And right then, I will see you all on another Look in the Book session. Bye.
Thank you.